Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Mansi. Okay, we had done this picture. Let others come. By the time, read chemical resistance. The next heading, chemical resistance. Please read it.
Okay, ma'am.
Just read this topic, beta, chemical resistance. Okay, let me explain it to you. Chemical resistance. This is also an example of natural selection. Excess use of herbicides and pesticides leads to selection of resistant varieties of microbes. Like we talk about कि nowadays mosquitoes पे all out या hit का effect नहीं होता है because बेटा they have become resistant. इतना habitual हो गए हैं वो लोग उस चीज के the mosquitoes that उनको all out का कोई effect नहीं होता. Similarly, there are some varieties. Okay, they have when you excessively keep on using herbicides and pesticides, so there are some pathogens or microbes which have become resistant. उनके ऊपर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कोई effect नहीं आता herbicides and pesticides का. Likewise, due to anthropogenic conditions, antibiotic resistant bacteria are also appearing nowadays. Now we have another kind of bacteria which is coming up, antibiotic resistance. Normally we can kill bacteria with the help of antibiotics. But itna jada use of antibiotics is done now that bacteria have become resistant to what?
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics. So these examples and industrial melanism, they are chemical resistance examples of evolution by anthropogenic action, chemical actions. Okay, we talked about two examples. One is this, that some microbes, they have become resistant to what? Herbicides and
Herbicides and pesticides.
Herbicides and pesticides.
similarly, we also talked about bacteria. Normally, we say that antibiotics se virus ko nahi maar sakte, but we can kill bacteria. But now, if we keep on taking excess antibiotics, then what has happened? The bacteria have become
Resistant to antibiotics.
Antibiotic resistance.
so basically chemical resistance. What has come inside these organisms? Chemical
Chemical
resistance.
resistance.
That means resistance to chemicals, whether it is fertilizers or it is pesticides or it is antibiotics. Okay. Now look at this word, anthropogenic. It has come 2-3 times in this paragraph. Basically, it means what? All the sources which cause pollution or pollutants, anthropogenic. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Pollutants or pollution. Let me do this again with you. One example of natural selection we have already done. It was this one. Industrial melanism. Let's talk about this. Excess use of herbicides and pesticides leads to selection of resistant varieties of microbes. Like I gave you an example. पहले मच्छर जो होते थे mosquitoes उन पे all out का बहुत effect होता था. Nowadays they hardly are affected because they have become what? They have become resistant. So if a person is using lot of herbicides and pesticides, so the varieties will become what? Varieties will become resistant.
Resistant.
Very good. Similarly, because of the pollution these days and excess use of antibiotics, the bacteria have become what?
Resistant to antibiotics.
So they may ask you two examples of chemical resistance. So what are the two examples you will give for chemical resistance? Tell me, one is microbes which are resistant to fertilizers and pesticides. And second example, you will give me this, antibiotic resistant bacteria. Tell me children quickly, two examples of chemical resistance.
Microbes which are resistant to
Microbes
fertilizers
which are
and
resistant.
pesticides.
And second is?
And antibiotic resistant bacteria.
Very good. Very good. Mutation theory of evolution. Let's do this. Hugo de Vries, he carried out experiments on evening primrose plants. Okay, what is the name, common name of this plant? Evening
Primrose plant.
Primrose. Oinothera lamarckiana. He proposed the mutation theory. Hugo de Vries proposed which theory?
Mutation theory.
Of mutation.
See, Vidya, this theory is a little different from the Lamarck and Darwin's theory. I'll tell you why. Lamarck and Darwin say that the evolution is gradual. बहुत धीरे धीरे होता है. But he did not agree with this. Hugo de Vries. He said that evolution occurs on a sudden large difference. अचानक होता है, एकदम से जल्दी से हो जाता है. Darwin and Lamarck said it is a gradual process, but he said this is a sudden process. He believed that mutation is the only cause of evolution and not the minor heritable variation that Darwin talked about. He did not agree with Darwin's theory. He said there is a sudden change. Sudden change is the word mutation. He stated that the mutation caused speciation and named it as saltation. Speciation means making of new species. So he said speciation, that is making of new species, is not because of gradual evolution, but it is because of what? Mutation. It is because of
Mutation.
And mutation means a sudden change. ऐसा नहीं कि generations में change आ रहा है, अचानक से कोई change आ जाता है, that is mutation. He called it as saltation. What did he call it as?
Saltation.
It means single step large mutation. It happens all of a sudden and it's a large mutation. Mutations are random without directions, while Darwinism variations are small and directional. Darwin says variations are very small. धीरे धीरे change आता है and they have a direction. कि ठीक है, पहले beak eating, seed eating था, फिर leaves eating हुआ, फिर insect eating, so they have a direction. But according to him, variations are not small, they are large, they are random, kahin bhi without directions. So we are going to discuss the differences between Hugo de Viry's opinion and Darwin's opinion. I'll give you once again a minute to read this, and then we'll again discuss the contrast of opinion between Hugo de Viry's and Charles Darwin. Before you read this, tell me once again, what is the meaning of the word mutation?
Sudden change.
Sudden change.
Very good. Read now. Who proposed the theory of mutation?
Hugo de Veres.
Hugo de Veres. Very good. He proposed the theory of mutation, Hugo de Veres. It says that this change is actually because of a sudden what?
Mutation.
Mutation. What is the term he gave for this sudden?
Saltation.
So if one line answer, 1 mark answer comes, what according to Hugo de Veres is saltation? So what does it mean?
Single step.
Yes, Peter, what is the word saltation? Yes, it is mutation, single step mutation. Single step large mutation. Tell me what is saltation?
Single step large.
Single step large mutation.
He said there are a lot of differences. Darwin said it is a gradual process. He said no, it is a sudden process. Darwin says it has a specific direction, but Hugo de Veres says it does not have any direction. It is random. So these are the two main differences between Darwin and Veres. Darwin said it's a gradual process, and Veres said no, it's a single step process. Darwin said what? It has a direction, but Veres says it is random. Tell me the two differences between Darwin and Hugo de Veres' opinion of evolution.
According to Darwin, evolution is gradual,
Very good.
and according to
And
this
according to
theory,
Varies, the
It's a
evolution is sudden.
it's a sudden change.
yes, single sudden change, single step. Very good. Second difference. Tell me the second difference. According to Darwin, it has a
The variations are small and directional. And according to Varies, the mutations are random and without direction.
very good. So remember these two differences. Now there's a lot of confusion whether to listen to Darwin or to listen to Veres. Okay, lot of confusion. So we came across the last theory, that is modern synthetic theory. With progress in genetics, the source of variations were explained and Darwin's theory was also modified. See the changes. The most accepted theory of evolution is now known as the modern synthetic theory. So neither we are going to follow Darwin, nor we are going to follow Hugo de Veres. We have taken what is correct, and that theory, the latest one, is what we call as which theory of evolution?
Modern synthetic theory of evolution.
Who gave it?
Huxley.
Huxley. Remember, we had Darwin with his opinion, we had Hugo de Veres with his opinion, But we changed a lot after a lot of research, and we have the most accepted theory, that is the modern synthetic theory, given by Huxley in 1942. He said origin of species is based on the interaction of genetic variations, natural selection, and reproductive isolation. He gave three words. First is genetic variation, change in the genes or the genetic material. Second is natural selection, what Darwin had said. And third is reproductive isolation. See, beta, this genetic variation is actually mutation, which who had told? Who had mentioned? Darwin or Veris?
Varies.
Very.
Yes. And natural selection, who mentioned?
Darwin.
Darwin.
Darwin. So this person took both the points. He said, Dekho, changes can be possible by genetic variation also, which are sudden. That means he's agreeing this genetic variation point is taken from the mutation theory. He also said that it is possible by natural selection taken by Darwin. And one more thing he added on his own, that is reproductive isolation, where he said, supposing there are 4 progeny and one of them goes to Antarctica, one of them goes to desert. So what will happen? They will not be able to interbreed. They will get reproductively isolated. They will start breeding with the animals over there. So the next generation will be very different from the original generations that we had. This is called as what? I think in 10th you've done this. What is this word? Reproductive isolation. What is it called?
Reproductive isolation.
Isolation.
We get a new species. For example, let us talk about horses. Supposing there is a horse which has got 4 horse babies, and all these 4 horses are sent to different places. One horse is sent to an island where there are no horses, there are only donkeys. So the horse will start breeding with the donkey, and we get a mule, what we call in Hindi, khachar. This is a natural hybrid. Horse breeding with a donkey. So new species is formed. And that new species mule was formed because of which isolation?
Reproductive isolation.
Yes, because the horse did not have any horses for reproduction. It was in isolation, it was away from all. So he combined 2 things from both of them. Natural genetic variation was taken. Whose idea was this?
Huxley.
Huxley.
Yes. And what about this natural selection?
Darwin.
Yes, it was Charles Darwin. And what was the point that he added on his own?
Changes become gradual.
Reproductive?
Reproductive isolation.
Very good. Can we have the 3 keywords again? Yes. What are the 3 words in the modern synthetic
Genetic-
theory?
Reproductive isolation.
Genetic variation, reproductive isolation, natural selection.
Very good. So which theory is this?
Modern synthetic theory.
Synthetic theory of
Very good,
evolution.
Ruchi. So remember, we've done 3 theories. The first theory was natural selection here, which was of course given by whom? Darwin. Then we studied about the mutation theory, which was given by
Hugo de Veres.
Hugo de Veres. And which theory is the most widely accepted?
Modern synthetic theory.
Okay, Bachi. Now we come to something important and difficult. Hardy-Weinberg principle. Just read the first 2 paragraphs. We'll discuss this. Just remember the basic mathematical identities we did in class 9th and 10th, a plus b whole square. Keep that in mind. A plus B whole square is equal to what, children?
A square plus B square.
Tell me the identity if at all you remember. A plus B whole square is equal to anyone?
Plus A square plus B square plus 2AB.
You don't remember? Sure, nobody remembers. A plus B whole square.
Ma'am, A square plus B square
A
plus
square plus
2AB.
B square plus 2AB.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. A square plus
B square plus 2AB.
2AB.
yes, A square plus B square plus 2AB. Or sometimes we write it as A square plus 2AB plus B square. 2AB is written in the center. That's absolutely okay. Just keep in mind and then read this Hardy-Weinberg principle. Should we start?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Which principle are we studying?
Hardy.
Hardy.
Hardy-Weinberg principle.
Yes, everybody should know this. Okay, Hardy-Weinberg's principle. After I explain it to you, you will solve on papers this identity and you'll show it to me. Yes, beta. Hardy-Weinberg. So, what was the name of this person, Hardy?
G.H. Hardy.
G.H. Hardy.
Yes. And the other one is?
W. Weinberg.
W. Weinberg.
Good. Mutations introduce new genes into a species. What are about mutations? What is a mutation?
Sudden change.
Sudden change in
Sudden
it.
change. Very good. So whenever there will be a sudden change beta in an organism, certainly some new genes must be produced in that organism because of which this change has occurred. So what we need to remember before we start the equation is whenever there are mutations, there is a change in the gene frequency. What is going to change whenever there is a mutation?
Gene frequency.
Okay. Now there were two people who worked on this, Hardy and Weinberg, and they gave a simple mathematical relationship for these gene frequencies, which is known as Hardy-Weinberg principle. So what is the background of this Hardy-Weinberg principle? That whenever there is a mutation, what will change?
Gene frequency.
Who gave this idea? Who were the two people?
Hardy. Weinberg.
Yes, Hardy and Weinberg. They talked about a very simple equation, a mathematical equation they have given. Let us try and study that equation, that how they're talking about what change will occur in the gene frequencies. Let's do this very nicely. Okay. This principle states that the allele frequencies in a population are stable and is constant from generation to generation. That is, the gene pool remains constant. Okay. Understand this sentence. This principle states that allele frequency in a population are stable. The number of alleles, frequency means the number. The number of alleles will always remain what? They'll remain stable. The number of alleles will remain stable and they'll also remain constant from constant to generation. That means the gene pool will remain constant. The gene pool will always remain constant. The number of genes will remain the same. The type of genes may change. Okay? Understand this. The number will remain the same. Read this paragraph again. Beta, understand this. The number of genes will be the same. However, the types will change. ठीक है बेटा, फिर से समझो. The allele frequency. Frequency means number of alleles in a population are stable. मतलब they will remain constant from generation to generation. The number of alleles is called gene pool. So gene pool always remains what? Gene pool always remains
Constant.
constant. This principle is called as Hardy-Weinberg principle. Now see, let us see. Sum total of all allelic frequencies is equal to 1. Matlab we are keeping that constant value equal to 1. So what are we keeping the constant value equal to?
1.
1.
1. That means whatever number of frequencies we have in different organisms, variation ho jayega. Type of genes will change, but the number will always be equal to what?
1.
1.
Yes, it is going to be equal to 1 only. This is how we are going to remember that it will always remain equal to 1. अब इसको समझो बेटा. In a diploid, okay, we are talking about a diploid organism. P and Q represent the frequency of an allele A and small a. जो capital A वाला allele है, its frequency is P. Frequency मतलब कितना number में है वो. So this allele, which allele am I talking about? Capital A. Capital A. Okay. What is its frequency? Let us assume its frequency is what?
P.
P. P.
And small wala jo A hai, the other allele small a, its frequency is what?
Q.
Q.
Q. What is its frequency?
Q.
Okay.
Q.
So capital A, one capital A is equal to P. So two A's, AA is equal to what?
P square.
Similarly, one small a is Q. So AA is? AA is?
Q square.
Q square. If you open the identity P plus Q whole square, let us open the identity P plus Q whole square. What will you get? A plus B whole
P
square.
square. P square plus 2PQ plus Q square.
P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. A plus B whole square. A square plus 2AB plus B square. And we said that all the varieties, the total is always equal to, we are assuming it equal to what?
1.
1. So P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. This is called binomial expression. What is this expansion called as?
Binomial expansion.
Okay. Now you'll be doing this, but listen how you will be representing. Listen again once. Okay. Let's start from here. Sum total of all alleles is equal to 1. The first statement you will write is sum total of all allele is equal to how much?
1.
1.
The frequency of allele capital A is equal to?
P.
P.
Very good. P. The frequency of allele small a is equal to?
Q.
Q.
Q. So A capital A is equal to?
P square.
P square.
P square.
And small a is equal to?
Q square.
Q square.
So capital A is equal to this. Small a is equal to this. And capital A small a is this middle one figure. That is how much?
2PQ.
2PQ. Okay. Once again, I'm telling you how it has to be written. Then we'll write. I'll hide this and you will write. First, you'll write sum total of all alleles is equal to 1. Next, allele A, the frequency is small p. Small a allele, the frequency is q. So frequency of AA becomes p square. And the frequency of small aa is q square. And capital A small a becomes 2pq. P plus Q whole square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. The total has to be kept equal to 1. P square is the frequency of? Yes.
Capital A.
Very good. And Q square is the frequency of?
Small a.
Small
AA. Very good. AA. This was bada wala AA. This is chota wala AA. And 2PQ is the frequency of?
Small
Capital A and small a.
Binomial expansion of P plus Q whole square. So I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. Be ready with a pen or a paper. I'm hiding this. Elaborate the Hardy-Weinberg principle, binomial expansion of Hardy-Weinberg's principle. Chalo. You want me to tell you once again? Or you'll be able to do? Should I tell you once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo, never mind. We'll do it once again. We'll start from writing from here. I'll tell you what has to be written. First point will be sum total of all allele frequencies is equal to
1.
1. Then frequency of allele capital A is equal to
P.
P. And frequency of allele small a is equal to
Q.
very good. So AA is equal to
PQ.
A square and small a is equal to
Q square.
Q square. Capital A small a is equal to
2PQ.
2PQ. So if you're opening the square for the frequencies P plus Q whole square, binomial, we are going to expand this binomial P plus Q whole square. You can write P plus Q whole square, you will get this value. And why have we kept it equal to 1? Because in the beginning only we said that the sum total of all frequencies, we are going to assume it equal to what?
1.
Constant.
Once you finish writing this, you will tell that P square is the frequency of what?
Capital A.
Capital
good.
A.
AA. And 2PQ is the frequency of?
Capital
Small
A
and
small.
capital A.
Very good. And Q square is the frequency of?
Small a.
And the sum total has to be kept equal to?
1.
This is the binomial expansion of which identity? We are not talking in terms of AB. We are talking in terms of PQ. So what is
P
this
plus
called?
Q whole square.
P plus
Yes,
Q whole
P plus
square.
Q whole square. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Equilibrium because each of them will, the total will be equal to 1. Should I hide this? Let's see, even if there's a mistake, no issues. We can always check. We'll do corrections. Start better. Post on the group.
Ma'am, post it.
Okay, beta. I'll check. Huh? I'll check on the group. Let's go on the group and check. Others also please post, beta. Excellent, Sony. Wonderful. Very well done. You will always have some or the other thing from Hardy Winberg. That day, when you remember, we discussed the 10 years papers. We had this question, Hardy Winberg's principle. Though we had not done the chapter, so it was not done. Hardy Winberg's. I'm waiting for others. Please quickly.
Ma'am, posted.
Okay, beta. Let me go
Ma'am,
back
I
to
have
the
also
group and check. Very good, very good. Let me check on the group. Keep posting. I'm checking, bache. Let me check on the group, children. Those who posted, I've already checked for Mansi. Just going through the others. Very good. Sony has already posted. Peter, whose is this by the name of Anna Singh? Whose is it?
Ma'am, Ananya.
Okay, Ananya. Very good. A square is P square. A is Q square. See, once you'll write now, you'll never forget. P square, P plus Q whole square is equal to 1. P square binomial expression. Very good. Excellent. Let's check what Sanvi has written. Frequency of A, L, P, Q, 2P. Okay, Sanvi Bachi, you should have mentioned that also. The capital A is down after that. Okay. P square is the frequency of. Yes, Sanvi.
Okay.
P square is the frequency of.
capital A.
Yes, capital A. And Q square is the frequency of.
Small a, small a.
Small a.
And 2PQ is the frequency of.
Capital,
Capital
small
A
a.
and small a.
Just mention that as well. Otherwise, all is fine, Sanvi. Good. This is a binomial expansion. Then we have Mansi's sum total of frequencies. Okay, A we are assuming is P, small a is Q, P square, Q square, P plus Q whole square. Very good. Very nice. Well, which principle is this?
Hardy Winberg.
Hardy Winberg principle.
It actually says that although we have mutations, the gene variety changes, but the number of genes, that is the gene pool, always remains.
Same.
Constant.
Yes, it always remains constant. That is why we have kept it equal to 1. We are trying to show that some frequency would be P squared, some would be Q squared, some will change and become PQ. It could be capital A, it could be small a, it could be capital A, small a. Matlab, what I'm trying to tell you is change in genes is possible. But the total number of genes, that is the gene pool, will always remain
Constant.
Constant. Let's talk about human beings. So many changes, so many mutations in different individuals, but the gene pool is always constant. The number of chromosomes we have in human beings is constant. The number of genes on each chromosome remains to be constant. So Hardy-Weinberg principle. What remains constant? Always remember that word gene pool. What is the word? Yes, gene pool remains constant. Now you can take a break of 1 minute since you have to join me again now.